Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a recipe plan with me in my gluten-free recipe planner. So if you want to see what we're putting down in the recipe book today, stick around because that's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back to That Gluten-Free Mom, and today I'm doing a plan with me in my gluten-free recipe planner. This is my first ever plan with me in my new gluten-free recipe planner book. And for those of you who don't know, I am an avid planner. I am an avid happy planner. And I have a whole second channel based on all of my planning. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I will put an iCard up above in the corner to a link to my planning channel, so you can go check that out. That's That Pixie Planner Life. But today we are going to be focusing on our very first gluten-free recipe that we made that we really liked. If you have a dairy allergy, this is not the recipe for you. However, if you're strictly just gluten-free, like our household, then this might be something you're interested in, especially for all my moms out there. It's extremely difficult to find gluten-free recipes that kids will love, and picky husbands. But this one was a winner. I made it for the first time for Christmas, and it was a huge hit. Everybody really, really liked it. So it's going in the book, and it's going to be the first recipe in here, and I'm excited to get started. So this planner is basically just a dump recipe planner. There's 3 sections: main dishes, desserts, and then other. So that's basically how I have this organized. Everything else is kind of just a free-for-all. I am going to take you step by step on this recipe plan with me, so that way you guys can actually see what the recipe is in case you're interested. And that's really it. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing that I did is I actually took a picture, and this is like a tiny little picture that I printed out with my HP Sprocket, and I was able to make it super tiny, so cute, because I wanted to have enough space in this little mini to still write, but I love putting the pictures of the recipes in my planner, so that way I can like see. I think it's fun to have that. So basically how I'm doing this is the right hand side is going to be the ingredient list, and then the left hand side is going to be the step instructions. And at the top, I'm just going to have a label for the title of the recipe. So the first thing I'm going to need is a box sticker for the top. And you know what I was thinking about was all my happy planner people will know what I'm talking about, is these colorful boxes. They should make one for like all of the minis, and including like the mini horizontal. So that way we have like a long skinny sticker box. So not sure what color palette. I'm thinking maybe like yellows and oranges because it's macaroni and cheese. And I believe I have that color palette in another boxes book. It's this new one, super cute, and you see all the yellow and oranges, so I think that'll be really cute. So now we just need to get to that section, and we need to find a proper size. So I'm thinking something small like this. Why don't we go with this like orangey color, and we'll just put it at the top over here. That's what I'm thinking. And then maybe I can do, actually, I think I have an idea. All right, let's put this sticker down like that. And then what we can do is I've got these little tiny ones, and we'll get these like yellowy color. And what we can do is we can go like this, one this way. And I always like to offset my stickers. Just makes it look cute like that, although sometimes they come out crooked. Story of my life. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you guys will come to know that I'm kind of OCD when it comes to a lot of things. All right, that's close enough. And then this side. Hopefully this doesn't take away from the title, but I have to be creative because this is a really tiny book. That looks cute. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my Muji pen and we're just gonna write in. And I'm not gonna write gluten-free because this is the gluten-free recipe planner. I think I kind of want to put a sticker somewhere. I don't know. Should I write it? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll write it anyway. We'll just do this. We'll do gluten free. And then we'll write, I like to have fun with my lettering. So for baked, let's do this. Let's do tall and skinny. Baked. And then we can do Mac in my lined box. And we'll do, shoot. White that out. There we go. Baked mac and cheese, like this. And I'm just going to write the little lines. And this one will be, we'll do these kind of like a solid, like a more solid black line. And if you guys aren't familiar with my planning style, like I said, just check out the link to my planning channel because this is what I do all the time. And the reason why I do this is it just makes it fun. It makes you want to use the recipe books or any planner book more when it's pretty to look at and super organized. All right, so now that I've written that in, I'm going to label each side. So this side, this sticker is really bothering me. I told you guys, sometimes I just can't leave it. Even if it's just ever so slightly. There. Okay, so this one is ingredients. I think we'll stick to cursive. It tends to be how I like to title a lot of my things. And then instructions or steps. I guess we can do instructions. Perfect. So now that we have that, I'm gonna put this down here like this. So this is my Tombow sticky tape adhesive. So I just flip this over and we're gonna put some sticky tape on the back of it here. And I'm gonna angle it. I'm just gonna go like that. So now we have a little picture. Looks so cute. So the next thing I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna put a long box here. And I don't always do this. Some weeks I just don't have the time to do this. I do have this one, which is really cute. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna put this up here. So that's the ingredient list. And something fun is I have this big pack of stickers and all this stuff is recipe stuff. And I believe in one of these books I have some cheese. It's just a matter of finding it, getting it out. This is my food sticker book. It's like falling apart though. but I believe somewhere in here. Here we go, a bowl of mac and cheese. Isn't that so cute, you guys? So we're gonna keep this off to the side because I'm gonna need that again. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this like right here. So cute. And then we're gonna write the ingredients list. So for this baked mac and cheese, I use all gluten-free products. And that was, you needed gluten-free 2 boxes of gluten-free pasta. Now we use Barilla, but you can use whatever brand you like. We have tried Stop & Shop bread in the past. I find that the Barilla tastes a little bit better, but it's not a huge difference. If budget is what you're concerned about most, I would definitely stick to the Stop & Shop brand. I believe it's like 80 cents cheaper. I put 2 boxes because for our family, that's what we need for pasta is 2 boxes. We have a 6-person household. The next, after the gluten-free pasta, you need a bunch of cheese. So we used half a block of cream cheese, and I use the Philadelphia kind. Then you need, I would say, about 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Okay. You need, for milk, I just guesstimate. I like it a certain consistency. So I probably won't put an amount here, but just use your eye. If you like it creamy, you know you're gonna need a little bit more because once you bake it, it's gonna dry up. If you like it more on the thicker, not as creamier side, then less milk is better. So just use your best judgment when it comes to the milk. I probably would say I put about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup in, but again, it's all eyeball. So for anyone wondering what kind of milk I do use 1%. I've never bought anything more than that. The fat content upsets our stomachs, so I always use less. Next, you need 1 pack of shredded mac and cheese. 1 pack of mozzarella, and 1 pack Parmesan. And then the last thing you need is gluten-free panko breadcrumbs. I found the gluten-free panko breadcrumbs that I used in the breadcrumb section. The brand that I found was the 4C brand, but you can use whatever breadcrumbs you prefer. I like the panko because I like a crunchier texture, but if you want something more softer, then you can always go for like a regular gluten-free softer breadcrumb form. I'm very particular with the breadcrumbs that I use on certain things. Like my pork chops, I prefer them to be a lighter, softer breading, but then things like when I use it for toppings and stuff, I prefer a crunchier version. So, but you can find that in your local market. I'm sure that they would have that. I'm sure that they would have it, or a certain form of that. The only other thing that I need to add in the ingredients section is the spices. I like to put them in separate. So I'm just gonna get another box, and this time we'll do that yellowy one. And I'll use the same one with the little polka dots. And we're just gonna put this here. Make sure it sort of lines up. I'm gonna add this little label in, and we'll put it off-centered like this. So technically this is still ingredients, but I like to put it in separately because they're seasonings. And we'll just write seasonings. And for this particular dish, I use salt and pepper. I use garlic powder. And I use a little bit of paprika. And again, I eyeball these. I never know how much I'm putting in. I just go by taste and look. So use your best judgment when it comes to the seasonings as well, because it's all about particular taste. Okay, you guys, so now that the ingredient side is done, we're gonna move to the step side. This is coming out so cute, I love it. All right, so Colin's here, he's joining me for a moment, so you might see his hands. These are the numbers from my pack with all my recipe stuff in it. It's just the one sheet, but I do have some beginning steps here. So I just want to label these boxes with the steps. So I have my tweezers, and we're just gonna go in and label each section. So this is going to be box 1, and I'm hoping I can fit the instructions in this small area. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. I might have to break down my steps into smaller steps just so I can fit this. This is gonna be section 2. And then section 3.
Yeah.
And you guys, this doesn't have to be perfect. And then section 4.
Section 4.
And then we have section 5.
Section 5.
So far they're lining up fairly well. They're a little wonky, but that's okay. All right, so it looks like I can fit 6 steps on the front page. Now I haven't done the math out in my head yet as far as how many steps this actually is, but there is a whole blank space on the other side that I can use should I need it.
Yep.
The first thing you guys are gonna wanna do is preheat your oven and boil your water for your pasta. So we're gonna go ahead and write that in. Okay, so preheat oven to 375 degrees and boil 6 to 7 cups of water. So that is your first step. Your next step is going to be to add pasta to the boiling. Stay still, buddy. You're shaking everything. Boiling water and cook for 7 to 10 minutes. So when you're boiling gluten-free pasta, it can get kind of tricky. I've realized that gluten-free pasta can go from hard to super soft really fast. It's not like regular pasta where it's a slow transition. I have cooked gluten-free pasta many times now, and I still am trying to get the perfect amount of time. So depending on what kind of stove, depending on what kind of oven top you have, if you're gas, if you're electric, how old your piece of equipment is going to depend on how long you need to cook it for. I find that my time is somewhere around 8 to 9 minutes, but again, it's not exact. If it's overcooked, the gluten-free pasta will shred, but don't worry, it still tastes fine. It's just you're gonna end up with a little bit more pieces. At least when it comes to penne, we like penne a lot. I think elbows might cook a little bit better. They don't break apart as much, but that's just from what I've experienced so far. Once your pasta is done, we're gonna move to step 3. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to drain the pasta to get out all the water, and then you're going to transfer the pasta back to the pot. You want to keep the pot on the hot burner that you used because you're going to add in the butter, and that's what's going to melt the butter. Okay, so I can already tell I'm going to need to go to the back side, so I'm just letting you guys know now. But the step 4, keeping the pasta on the same burner but off, add the butter and let melt almost completely. So I leave a little bit solid, so that way I can mix it in once I add the milk. Okay, so step 5 is to go ahead and add the milk and stir, then add the cream cheese and continue stirring until melted. At this point, you're gonna need a little bit of patience because it's gonna take a while for the cream cheese to melt. It's up to you if you want to go ahead and continue with step 6 while it's still melting. Sometimes I tend to just go ham, but it's hard to mix all of that cheese together at once. It's heavy. Okay, for step 6, I had to go a little bit off the beaten path. It happens, it's okay. So step 6, once melted, you can now add in all of your shredded cheese. I do about a half a cup of each, but again, all about judgment and desired amounts. And then stir, adding more milk if needed. So this is where you're going to play with your milk. You're just gonna keep stirring. If you feel like it's way too thick, it needs to be more creamier, you just keep adding in your milk. If it's a good consistency, just leave it. Again, it's all about preference. So now what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna draw a little arrow over here. So that way, like if someone else is using it, or me, because I forget, whoever's reading it knows to flip the page and continue. So this is where it's gonna get a little tricky because I don't necessarily want to stop the separation here. So what I might do is I might get a big box and add it over here. In my colorful boxes book, I have some long ones, and I'm just curious to see if I have. I don't have a big light pink one. Could possibly be one in here, but I'm not sure. I do, right here. Perfect. So I'm gonna use this one. And again, I'm just gonna put it on. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on this side. And this is the hard part, just trying to line it up as best as possible. Which I think went pretty good. I'm gonna put another sticker up top, just so we know that it's continued. Use that same color. And I'm just gonna write in here, gluten-free baked. I like to keep it similar. Baked mac and cheese. So I'm changing it up a little bit just so I can fit one more word. And we're gonna continued. And then we're just gonna continue with our steps on this side. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. What I might do is I might separate it with some washi. So to keep with the theme, I have this really pretty peachy gold skinny washi, and I'm just gonna use this. And we're gonna take our numbers, we're on to step 7. And we're just gonna put step 7 right here. This is where you're gonna start building your casserole. So in a large casserole dish, pour in half of the macaroni and cheese. That's your step 7. We're gonna go ahead and now add in this cute little washi. And washi is another thing that I tend to use quite a bit. And it's just fun. Makes it look a little pretty. And now we're gonna go on to step 8. And we're crooked. Let me get my tweezers. All right, so now we're on to step 8. So now what this is going to do is you're going to sprinkle all 3 of your cheeses on top of the first half of the mac and cheese that you poured in the casserole dish. And this is going to create an extra cheesy layer type thing. One thing that I do not do, because I only like a little bit of crunch, but you could add some of the panko breadcrumbs in here at this point if you want it to be even more crunchy. But I don't do that. Sometimes panko breadcrumbs, when you mix it into a mixture, it gets mushy. It's not exactly crunchy. And the macaroni and cheese is already super thick as is. So that's why I choose not to do it. But the sky's the limit, whatever you'd like to do. So next we're going to take the washi and we're going to divide the next section. All right, and as we're finishing up, we're gonna go to step 9. So step 9 is to add remaining macaroni and cheese to the dish and top with more shredded cheese and breadcrumbs. And again, desired amount. And then once you've done this, you're just going to put your casserole dish into the oven, which you've already preheated, and you're going to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how cooked you want the top. I actually tend to throw mine on broil at the very end because I like it to get really crispy on top, but that's just me. Okay, and then for the last step, I just put place in the oven and cook for 30 to 40 minutes, and optional for last 5 minutes, turn oven to broil and toast the top. So that is the steps for the gluten-free baked mac and cheese. I do have some extra space, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put another one of those macaroni and cheese bowls in because they're super cute and because I can. And I think we'll throw this one down here. Super cute. And then I have these little stickers here, and these are like all little things you could do, but I have this little tip sticker that I think I'm gonna throw like right here because I think that's super cute. And this is actually going to be a family favorite. So I'm thinking, let's put this here. And at this point with all these little stickers, I don't care what color they are. I do have this little timer sticker, but because the timing isn't exact, a certain amount, I'm not going to put that in. But there's all kinds of things that I can add here, but what I want to do is in this book, I believe it's that one, it's one of these, there are some quotes. And I would really like to add in a quote if I can find it. So look, there's actually gluten-free stickers in here. I'll probably save those for my big planner. I have a big recipe planner that I use. So there's actually not that many quotes in here. Not that really match. There's this one, eat well, be happy. That's super cute. We could add that in even though it doesn't solve my problem. But I feel like this would look super cute. I wonder if we can put it up. No, the front's pretty taken up. So I can actually cut this. Yes, I cut my stickers. So many things you could do. And I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna do eat well and be happy. That's so cute. And then we can find something to do here. Since I'm not finding anything here, I might have to get really creative. So I'm gonna speed you guys up just a tad and you can watch me see what I'm gonna do. Okay, you guys, I finished this right-hand sidebar and I just put some quotes in that I had lying around, and then I just threw in a couple of these stickers. It just says yay, and then the checklist for this side. The last thing that I think I might do is highlight these steps. So we're gonna get a highlighter that matches. And this is just like a deeper yellow. So it's kind of reminiscent to that mac and cheese look. And I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight these steps. All right, you guys, that is it. It is all done. And my very first gluten-free recipe is in the books and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to try some new things. I've been Pinteresting all kinds of crazy stuff and I can't wait to see what I come up with and what I can find. I'm actually really excited to try some gluten-free soups. I recently found out that certain broths are actually not gluten-free, so shocker to my system. So I'm on the hunt for some gluten-free broth so I can attempt to make some gluten-free soup. And yeah, I'm excited. And so far we've been doing really well. I've actually lost a couple of pounds since I started going gluten-free, which wasn't planned. So that was really exciting. I really like how when I do my recipes, I kind of go to the theme of what the dish is. So like I take the picture and then I kind of pull the colors from the picture. So I definitely went with like a more yellowy orange theme. I did go a little bit off the beaten path when it came to the quote over here, but that's okay. And yeah, that's really it, you guys. I hope you guys liked this plan with me. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you would do so by hitting the subscribe button down below and join my gluten-free journey as a mom. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Happy cooking, stay healthy. Bye.